Alright guys, so welcome back to another video. So today I want to show you something that is very intriguing, something that I think a lot of golfers must know. So I have here three different drivers from the same manufacturer, TaylorMade. It's a M6, an M4, and a Sim2 Max. So I'm going to start with the M6. I'm going to show you this. You're not going to believe this, but this is very, very interesting. I'm going to make a mark in here. I'm going to fit the shaft first, and I'm going to put it right next to the cord right here, so they're all the same here, and then I'm gonna draw a line through here. So they're all on the standard shaft setting, okay, standard setting. So what I'm doing here, I just want to draw a line here of the face. Okay, so you can see that this is just the standard. This is the M6. I'll explain why I started with the M6. So all I'm doing is drawing here the trace in the face right here. Okay, so from that angle you can't even see the line because it's trace there. Okay, so now if I remove it, you can see that there's a line right there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the M4 and I'm going to put it at the same setting, standard loft. I'm going to go back over here, go into see, there's different settings obviously, but we want to do just the standard one. And I want you to look at the line, how it changes. So this is supposed to be standard. So in theory, it's supposed to be the same as this one, but you look at this. You see how the line is sticking out? So that means that if I trace this, there's going to be an extra space right here. I would say about 2 degrees from this angle. I'm not going to change the camera right now because I want you to stay there, but if you can see through this angle right here, there's an opening. So if I trace it, you will see this right here. Let me show you. So if I trace it, it will be like that. So that means that the M4 standard setting, the face is open already. I would say by 2 degrees. Now let me show you the Sim2 Max. So the Sim2 Max, which is my current driver, same setting. We're going to do the standard setting. And look at this. This one right here. If I put it in there, same position right there. Okay, this one right here, it's a little open too, but I would say not as much as the other one. I don't know if you can see that. I'll go ahead and move the camera now so you can see that. So this one right here, you can see that it's just a little bit, you see that? I would say by 1 degree. Basically the M6 is right here. The M4 is way right here. And then the Sim2 Max is somewhere in the middle right there. So for me, I would say this is probably 2 degrees. And this right here is 1 degree. And the reason I noticed this is because we were trying out these drivers and we tried out an M4, and basically I started like going to the right, just missing to the right, and then my friend did the same way, started missing to the right. So then that kind of intrigued me. I was like, there's no way that, why did I go to the right? I mean, my shots are normally straight with a just a fade. However, with the M4, they were just, it was like a slice almost. So, and it was the same for my friend. So basically, that's why I did this test right here, and I was just completely like intrigued, because basically what's happening is when you're buying these drivers, on some you're gonna see the face square, some are they're gonna be open, some are even gonna be slightly closed. So basically, the ones that are slightly closed, it's gonna be a draw bias. The ones that are slightly open is going to be a fade bias. And for professional golfers, maybe you can see that, but for us amateurs, you're not going to be able to see it. You're just going to hit the shot, and then you're going to start wondering, how come with this driver I tend to go to the right, with the other one I tend to go to the left? And it has nothing to do with the technology behind the head. It's just the setting. It's a little bit open or a little bit closed. And you may say, if I have it here, I can just close it a little bit. But even if you close it a little bit, the tendency is to open for the M4. So it doesn't matter if you go hold it like this, then when you're in downswing, the tendency is going to be that. So you're basically cooked because the face is for me 2 degrees open, so you're always going to miss to the right unless you already know this and you've played the fade. So and you cannot fix it because if you go like this, see the club just tends to open up. It's always going to maintain that angle right there. Okay, so now let me show you the M4, and if I increase the setting to 2 up, which means it's supposed to close the face. So basically, if I go into the higher setting, so that's standard loft, we go higher, the max, 2 degrees. Sorry, we do it from the back. 2 degrees right there. Basically, this right here is gonna take it up to where the M6 is already. So that fits perfectly like the M6. If I trace a line, it's gonna be exactly like the M6, but this is telling me that it's close, that the face is a little bit close. So it's a discrepancy. Now, if I do the same thing on the M6, if I close it by 2 degrees, the face is going to be shot. So it's going to be different for every driver. And this is, I mean, I'm going to increase by 2. Okay, look at this. If I do the M6, increase it by 2, and I put it there. Look at the difference. See the line right there? That means the face is close by, I would say, 2 degrees right there. So it's just going to be very, I mean, the change in the face is so dramatic for every single club here. And then again, you can't say like, okay, I'm going to open the face because look at this. It just tends to stay there. Even if you open the face with the, it's always going to tend to go back to the setting right there. So if you have it closed, it's going to be closed. Even if you try to manipulate it, it's always going to be there. So if you buy new drivers, you have to understand that the setting, the way you look down on the ball is going to be different for every club, and it's not going to be. You're not going to notice it right away. I mean, you're talking about you've seen it just a few degrees. If you're an amateur, you're not going to see it. So you're just going to assume that the face is square. You're going to hit, and if it's slightly close, you're going to hit a draw. There's other factors, obviously, but I think this is going to influence your swing. Your ball trajectory is going to be huge. And that explains why sometimes when you try out drivers, with some you hit draws, with the other you hit fades. So for me, the M4, the only time I can hit it, if I play a standard setting, it's gonna be fade, and it's gonna, even slice. So I know now that for the face to be square, it has to be 2 degrees shut. And that will be actually, it will be the same as the M6 on the standard setting. So that's the only way I can play this. This is a 9.5 degree driver, so I will have to take it up to 11.5. And that explains why when I had the M6, I used to hit draws and I was happy with it. And then I went to the Sim 2 Max, and all of a sudden I started to hit fades, which I mean, it wasn't bad for me because it was pretty good distance, but it was a completely different shot. And now I understand why, because if I put it down, if I put both standard setting, the sim is going to be not as much as the M4, but it's going to be slightly open. So for me, the best setting here will be to take it down 1 or 2 degrees close. So for me, I was always thinking that I'm a natural fader, which it may be the case, but at this point, since I don't really with my irons, I play some draws and fades, so maybe it has nothing to do with my natural ability. Maybe it's just the face. When I play with the M6, I used to draw the ball. I went to the Sim 2 Max, I started fading the ball. So maybe it has to do with this right here, just this angle that is slightly open, slightly closed. So for me, I think the best setting would be to close it up a little bit and do it on the setting, not do it in a grip. Never do it with the grip because that's not going to help. It's just going to go back to whatever setting it is. So at this point, I think I'm going to try the M6 and I'm going to take it down to, it's a 9 degree driver. So if I increase the loft to 11 degrees, that's going to actually shut the face a little more. And I wonder on that setting, on the max setting, where you can close the face, maybe that's where I'm going to start playing draws again. and get more distance. Maybe that's ideal. Whereas in the Sim 2 Max, even if I close the face all the way, it's never going to be as this one right here, because this closes by, I would say, 1 or 2 degrees more. So guys, that was it for the video. I hope you enjoyed that. If you're getting a driver, or if you have a driver and you're wondering why you hit certain shots, make sure to do this test right here. Maybe compare it to other drivers. And for me, this is new, and I was just in a way disappointed because I didn't know that this, I thought that everything will be a standard on all these drivers, especially if, they're all tailor-made. And if I put all in the standard settings, they all have different angles. Some are square, some are open. For the most part, I would say that they're open. I mean, the M6 is the only one that is, to me, it looks square. The other ones are open. So I'm a little bit disappointed, guys, but I just wanted to make this video just to show you that there is a difference in the angle on the face. Some are a little closed, some are a little open. So be aware of that and check that out when you're buying a new driver. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Make sure to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.